Hey guys, how's it going? And happy Friday. And I mean that. I hope you guys are having a good day today. And I hope you guys can keep your heads up because there was a pretty big blow today. And I'm not going to lie, one that's got me pretty darn ticked off. So, Russian ammunition has officially been banned. The importation of it has been banned into the United States. I'm going to talk about steel case ammo tonight from Russia. I'm going to talk about the different uses that I've had for it over the years. I'm also going to talk about the bigger picture here and how this is going to impact, no doubt, all ammunition. And the ramifications for this are probably going to be huge. And I'm afraid that as time goes on, we're going to truly learn what this former vice president and his administration truly have in store for us. Now, a lot of us knew this all along. I put up a video in March saying, is Biden going to ban ammo today? He didn't ban it that day, but he did put a first round, it was called, of sanctions on Russia. And today was the second round of sanctions. Now, at first, people are probably thinking to themselves, maybe a couple of you are, probably not you. You're all very smart people, but some of your friends might be saying, well, hold on a minute. Russia, we don't want to support Russia. And I don't know anybody from Russia. I'm sure there's many, many fine people that live there, but I don't particularly want to support their government at all. But it's my opinion. It's my opinion that this former vice president and administration, they're not really trying to hurt Russia. Because if they were, then why did they close down the pipelines in the United States and then open them up in Russia? Why would they do that when ammo is no doubt a drop in the bucket compared to the fossil fuels that will now be the heart of Russia's economy to all these different other countries such as Germany and many others throughout Europe? See, Trump had actually banned the production of that pipeline, if you guys remember. I mean, Trump's not totally innocent. We'll talk about him with Russian bans in a second. But this former vice president, just think about this. This is where we're at right now on August 20th, 2021. And by the way, I'm pissed off, guys. And I understand you are too. And it's okay to be pissed. But we're just going to have to get through this together, okay? Because here's where we are on August 20th, 2021. The pipeline, it's a-flowing to help boost Russia's economy. But they've banned ammo sales, importation to the United States. Now, this is ammo that accounts for up to about 40% of the supply for United States civilians. So just think about that. You may not use Russian ammo. You may not care about it. Just like a lot of the gun community didn't care about bump stocks, don't care about braces, and don't care about frames and receivers. But here's the problem. They just keep picking off different things. What will be next? No doubt there's going to be more things, but we have ammunition that accounts for 40% of the supply in the United States. This is the cheapest ammo. And in some guns, you might want to stay away from it here and there. There's different opinions on that, but many firearms function just fine on Russian ammo. And other weapons, mainly Block type, actually, in my opinion, function better on Russian ammo. So we get it. It's a big deal. But this is the day and age we're living in right now. Closed off the pipeline in the United States, opened it up in Russia, let it flow, let them build their economy, but then to supposedly punish the economy, they get rid of the ammo. Make no mistake, this is gun control via executive action, via the guise of an import ban, economic sanctions. That's exactly what this is. And they're not fooling me, and I'm sure they're not fooling many of you, because at the same time, I see the Taliban running around Afghanistan, cock-locked, ready to rock, fully supplied with ammunition, United States firearms, vehicles, planes. It appears part of an Air Force, bases, all these things, running around with all kinds of ammo that were purchased by me and you, at least those of us that are American citizens, and I know most of my viewers are. Heck, even people watching overseas, a lot of your countries chipped in on that effort too. So we're closing the pipelines in the United States, opening them up from Russia, banning Russian ammo from the United States while readily supplying it to the Taliban over in Afghanistan right now. That's very frustrating for me to watch just as a regular American. And I can't imagine how frustrated you veterans are, or families of veterans that actually served over in Afghanistan, and you fought the good fight and you did it for all the right reasons. And now you're watching them running around carrying the same service weapon that you carried when you were over there, right? I'm not even going to guess how that makes you feel, but it makes me feel sick to my stomach. Maybe some of you veterans that served over there can talk about it in the chat, but all I can say is God bless you. I appreciate you, but it's got to be pretty darn disheartening, doesn't it, right now? So they've banned Russian ammo and firearms. Well, most of the firearms were already banned anyways. Let's go back in history. Under the Obama-Biden administration, when the former vice president was the vice president, they banned the Kalashnikov Concern Company. Now, that was the Saiga firearms, which included rifles, shotguns, wide variety. These were the cheapest Kalash variants you could get. Very, very nice firearms, too. And I remember when you could get a 7.62x39, it was called the IZ-132, for those of you AK geeks, when they bring it in. 300 and something bucks. The IZ-240, which was the 5.45x39, about the same. The shotguns might have been a little bit more, but those were banned from import. And we've seen the prices double, triple, quadruple because of that. But that wasn't enough. Look, I don't like to say this, but it's just the truth, guys. You know, it is. Trump comes into office. He banned the Molot imports, which was the Vepr series. These are the RPK-ish, if you will. A little bit heavier barrel, bulged front trunnion, 1.5 millimeter receiver Kalash variants. And those were also very, very fine firearms. I mean, let's face it. Mikhail Kalashnikov, he used to work at the Azovsk factory, which later became Izhmaj, and that's where these Saiga rifles came from. You know, Russia invented the firearm, so of course they were really good at making them. Well, thanks to Obama and Trump, all of those have been banned for years now. But the ammo, we've had an ammo shortage for the last year and a half, where we've watched prices double, triple, quadruple, and they were just starting to come down in price. And I have no doubt one of the reasons ammo had been coming down in price is due to the Russian importation of ammo. There's no secret there. It makes up a very large portion. They say 40%, but I think it's actually been more than that this year, because many of the places you go to, this stuff started to become available before American. And there's American ammo available right now, but this was always the cheap stuff. People have different opinions on it. And maybe I should do a whole video talking about steel-cased ammo, if it's okay for your gun, and if it'll break your gun, because I have a lot of experience with this, going back all the way to the 1990s. And I have some opinions on it. I definitely do. And some just kind of proven tests of time that certain firearms absolutely love this type of ammunition, especially chambered in 7.62x39. You know, you've got the SKS. Remember all those that some people bought? Some of you old timers, I guess, we're getting old now, that bought these in the 1990s, the SKS, for under $100, right? And you've been shooting steel case ever since. All your different AK variants, all of that. In my opinion, they actually like steel more than brass, or at least equally, for argument's sake. This was the cheap ammo. So what happens when you get rid of competition? When you get rid of supply, in a time where prices were starting to get not normal by any means, but downward trending closer to normal, now they just wiped out, again, classically 40% of the supply. I think it was probably 50, 60, 75% over these last 8 months here, just due to the fact that it seemed that these Russian manufacturers were able to supply United States civilians much more than domestic production. Now, there's different theories on that, too, and you guys are probably already chatting about it. But you have American companies that have contracts with the United States military, law enforcement, all these agencies, XYZ, ATF, AFT, all of those. And they'll openly admit it, that they fulfill those contracts first before they sell it to us. So it's the perfect storm for them, the imperfect storm for us, where you have U.S. ammo manufacturers still, they say, struggling to meet the demand. You get rid of this stuff, there's going to be less supply. So prices are going to go up, not only on this, obviously, because this is probably going to become a collector's item someday, something we just remember and talk about. I mean, I don't think it's a collector's item yet, but you guys know where this is heading. It's a dinosaur. It's going to become extinct in this country. This brand, too, very popular. Tula, we've got bar and all. See, I have 308 Win. 308 Winchester, 165 grain soft point. I pulled this out from my little stash just to remind you guys, it's not just 7.62x39. No, they make hunting rounds, all these things. that go across the whole gambit of different types of firearms, right? I think it's going to affect everything, and it really, really sucks. Now, I don't care if you guys are running out buying ammo right now. If you got some earlier tonight when the news broke, good for you. I think you made a wise investment. I don't sell ammo. I don't have anything for sale on this, so I have no reason to drive the price up. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. I truly believe, and I've been complaining about it all day today, we're going to see prices skyrocket. I don't like it, okay? I don't like it at all. Now, I'm hoping they can come up with something, you know? I know there's other countries that do make ammunition. How long will it take before they can start, you know, dumping stuff back into the U.S.? I just don't know. It's just tough because just the timing of all this, right? Ammo shortage, 2020, getting into 2021. There's not really a shortage right now anymore, but prices are still no doubt elevated from where they were, let's say, over a year and a half ago, prior to March of 2020. And a lot of people buy this stuff. And I've noticed the AK specifically has really gained in popularity. Like ARs and all these other firearms have come down in price a lot, but AKs are still staying up in price, which shows me that people have been, you know, drifting over to the AK, or longtime AK owners have been buying more. Whatever the reason, AKs have been in very, very hot demand. And no doubt 90-something%, virtually all AK owners are buying something just like this, right? Or the Tula ammo, or the Barnaul, or the Golden Tiger, you know, Vinepel, Barnaul. We've got different factories that are over there in Russia, and they get brought in under different importers, under different names. But if you've got an AK, if you've got an SKS, if you've got a Makarov, just a whole number, a variety of surpluses, Tokarev pistols. These are Block pistols. They were designed to shoot steel-cased ammo from the get-go. So people are naturally going to gravitate more towards that type of ammo. A, because it's cheap, let's face it. And B, you know, it's still up to you guys. It's a personal decision. But if you got a chrome line, cold hammer forged AK, like a Wasser, Arsenal, things like that, you're probably not going to hurt your gun with this type of ammo. And most people know that by now. And that's why it's become so popular. And it's bumming me out because I want new gun owners to realize, and I don't know, man, I hope this isn't the new normal. I reject all these things where everyone telling us all this craziness is going to be the new normal. But I want new gun owners to realize, like, man, like it used to be, and hopefully in the future, let's try to be optimistic here. The near future, you can get ammo again. Just think of all those people. They bought new guns. And this is really sad because I think these people were serious. There were people coming in my channel all through last year. They bought their first handgun. Now, the Second Amendment, their right to keep and bear arms, that's affirmed by the Second Amendment. But it was endowed to them by their creator. They didn't really realize that existed in the past, or they didn't really quite comprehend the idea of self-protection. Well, some of the stuff that went on last year, a lot of them did. And that's great because the Second Amendment protects the rights for all of us. Whether you want to exercise it or not, that's actually up to you. Just like I don't want anybody to tell me I can't own a gun or what type or how many. I'm not going to be the one that forces somebody to own one either, just because I'm kind of like people need to make their own choices in life type of person, right? But these people bought guns and they told me this. They said, and they sold it like 2 months later because for 2 months straight, they went around to their local gun shop and could never find 9mm ammo or .223 or popular calibers like that. And it gets a little frustrating for those people. And now just think of this. Brand new AK owner just bought their first AK and they're getting excited to learn how to shoot it, train with it, whatever, collect it, look at it, because it's up to them really what they do with it. As long as they're not hurting anybody else, obviously. Now they're going to go online and say, well, let's see here. My friend told me to get some 7.62 by 39 steel case. Well, it's pretty much gone though. Hope it comes back soon. I mean, apparently it's not going to, this exact stuff isn't going to come from the country of origin it is now. But hopefully these other countries can figure out a plan, no doubt, right? Well, we're going to talk more about the ammo shortage. But before I get too far, I just wanted to kind of touch base with some news this channel had. It was kind of a up and down week here, right? So midweek, my whole entire channel was demonetized. I did a video about it. And I just want to thank all you guys so much, literally, for just being you. because I was obviously down in the dumps when that happened. Like, of course, like this is my most expensive hobby, but I'm like, dang, I can't afford it to be my most expensive hobby. There just wasn't money for that. And the monetization helps because it gives you guys opportunities to do things like be channel members, the generous super chats. I didn't monetize this stream tonight. I'm kind of running an experiment on these streams with that, but you guys have kicked in and supported a lot through YouTube, and I appreciate that. But no, just all the words of encouragement. You guys coming in being like, keep your head up. It's going to be okay. You're an awesome dude. And just so many nice things, guys. And I really, really, truly appreciate that, and was just looking forward to the opportunity tonight to thank all of you. Well, I had put that video out. I was out on a job site, and about 30 hours later, I got another email and a message from YouTube, and it said, welcome to the partner program, the monetization. They call it partner, being monetized, whatever, right? It allows you to earn some ad revenue, okay? And tonight we're not focusing on ad revenue for this particular stream, but super chats and channel members and things like that, right? And I was like, wow, that was like insane. So I thanked in that short video, and I want to thank again my friend CloverTac. And here's what I want to thank him for, because he sent me a couple emails today because I still had some questions for him, and I didn't get a chance to respond to the one if you're watching, Clover, but I will. And he really was trying to explain stuff to me where I could actually understand it. Now, do I like all of YouTube's rules? Of course I don't, guys. There's things that I wish I could do, okay? There really are. But I am on YouTube right now. And it's like, you want to play ball with YouTube? Well, they do have rules. And you can think all you want that you're above YouTube's rules until they smack you down. Now, knowing that the whole time, and I've always tried to be very conscientious of their rules, and I've truly tried to follow them to the best of my abilities. There's a lot of them. It can be hard for people to understand. I totally get it. Here's what Clover does. If somebody's willing to ask him, okay, he explains, and this is what he did for me, explained the rules, explained with some of his contacts at YouTube how some of the inner workings go. Now, he didn't tell me any deep, dark secrets, just, hey, this is kind of how it works. It's a big company. Sometimes there's people literally just breaking rules they don't know about. Okay. There's other people that break rules on YouTube that they do know about. They conscientiously do it, and just because they can, whatever. And then sometimes there is what's called over-enforcement of policies. There's errors that occur, and maybe not the best judgment sometimes here and there. Okay. I'm just kind of stating the obvious, right, guys? Well, here's what it comes down to. Clover escalated my channel. He didn't just wave a magic wand. I want to dispel some myths. CloverTac, great friend of the channel. Make sure you guys are thanking him right now, because he is indeed in this chat. He just basically made it where somebody else could take a look at things. And apparently after they took a look at the channel, I'm assuming there's nothing really wrong with it, because they did remonetize. They didn't ask me to change anything. The letter just said you're remonetized again. So either A, somebody was over enforcing a policy on me. B, maybe there was one little thing I did. There was a link that we were talking about in my Amazon store that didn't violate the rules, but might have been to where somebody with lack of judgment or doesn't know much about guns, whatever. So it was either that, either a little bit of over enforcement, or somebody might have just made a mistake, right? Either way, the important thing is I'm back, okay? I want to talk here about as much stuff as I possibly can. And we're going to continue to stay on YouTube, definitely. Now I've got my locals platform, and that's for basically bonus content, exclusive stuff, in addition to YouTube, that you'll never see on YouTube, and I would never be able to show on YouTube. So I encourage all of you guys to join over there. I'm not telling you to leave YouTube to go there instead. I'm saying in addition to being on YouTube and hanging out, because I'm having a great time tonight with all of you. And I do every Friday night. There's some extra stuff over there, exclusive content that you guys might like. So make sure you go check that out. The link's down in the description. CloverTac with a super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He says, this speech feels like deja vu. Glad everything worked out, though. Keep moving forward and bake that cake, bro. I did like that analogy you threw in that email. Thanks, man. I appreciate the encouragement. And thank him before he dips out. He's a busy guy, but if he's still in the chat, I really like you guys to thank him, because, look, he doesn't wave a magic wand, but if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have known like what to do to try to figure some of this stuff out. And whew, certainly that was a lot of weight off my shoulders. So thanks, man. Safe Lane Live just became a channel member. Thank you. Curtis Reynolds became a channel member tonight. Thanks, man. And I appreciate all of you who are currently channel members, all of my Patreon supporters. You guys are like really awesome. People that are supporting on locals. Like I said, some extra exclusive stuff for you all over there, especially for the people supporting. So thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. And mainly just for being here, because I just like to hang out with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Super Smooth, channel member. Thank you, sir. Left me a super chat. I appreciate it. I don't see any text to go with it. Hopefully they didn't cut you off. But here's his next comment. Buy brass ammo before it goes up. You know, I can see that happening. Again, guys, I don't sell ammo. I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm here to hang out with you guys. But I can see, you know, for a little bit here at the very least, just the way supply and demand goes. Let's just say this right now. As of 8 hours ago, you might have been able to get a box of this for, let's just say $18.19, right? And then the cheapest brass offering was $22. Well, now that this is gone and people need 9mm, no longer are half of them buying this and half buying that next cheapest offering. They're all going to be forced to go to the next one up the list. That sells out hypothetically. You guys know what I'm saying. Not an economist. I know it's more complicated than that. But I have noticed what happens is when something's banned, people either A, realize they were shorthanded and they hurry up and try to catch up. And that's what a lot of you guys did today, right? I'm glad to see a lot of love for Clover Attack, guys. Look, it's not just like who you know or people waving a magic wand. It's just if you reach out to people, there's actually some really nice people in the gun community that are actually willing to help. And Clover, you're probably going to get mad at me for saying this because I know your time's extremely limited, but look, he's in here right now. Just thank him, guys. Don't 400 people ask for his help tonight, but well, you know what I'm saying. I'm nobody special. I actually just got introduced to him, friend of a friend type of thing. And yeah, it's just nice to kind of understand what you're up against because this YouTube stuff can be very, very mysterious. Trust me, guys. I get it. I really, really do. So, all right. What are you guys thinking? How many of you actually use this steel cased ammo? Now, I'm going to ask two questions here. First of all, how many of you use it? So therefore, by this import ban, it's just going to affect you point blank, meaning you were getting ready to buy some of this next week with your paycheck for your new Kalash that you just bought. And this is the preferred ammo. Okay, that's one category. And then the rest of you, though, even if you didn't use this, how many of you are still pretty darn ticked off and frustrated because you understand the ramifications it could have on you? Because maybe, like I said, there's going to be less supply now. People are kind of getting a little panicked out there. I don't want you guys to panic, but look, I'm a really small channel. There's been enough of this blasted all over YouTube today that no doubt everyone's been buying as much of this steel-cased ammo as they possibly can for the last, 5-6 hours now? It's just the way it works, right? And why is it? I don't know. Look, guys. People say, quit talking the politics to EDU. Well, when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's pretty hard to talk about ammo and guns without the politics. You know what I'd like to do? I'm going to say something here. I'd like to do this more than anything, and I truly, truly mean this. And I have a feeling a lot of you guys are going to agree with me. I really do. I don't want guns in politics. It shouldn't be about politics. If these darn politicians on both sides of the aisle, now, it seems like the Democrats are worse, but the Republicans are not innocent either. Trust me. These people are no angels. And I get it. We often feel that we have to vote for the least worst. And there's this one coin in front of us, right? You know, heads, we lose. Tails, they win. And you have to flip it. And your only choice is we lose or they win. I know that's how it feels, guys. I really, really do. But I wish it wasn't guns and politics. Because to me, the Second Amendment protects a natural right for everybody. It protects it for Democrats, Republicans. It protects it for Christians, agnostics, atheists. See, that's what America's supposed to be about. These are certain unalienable rights that were endowed to you by your Creator and to every single person. And to me, you know what that should mean? You know what I think it meant when this country was founded? And we need to get it back again, guys. This is where I want to encourage you when you're talking to your friends in common conversations. Look, we can argue about politics all day long. How much discretionary funding on welfare, how many roads should get paved. We should debate all that, and we're always going to argue on it. But things like the Second Amendment should be so far above the fray of politics. We shouldn't have to have guns in politics. We shouldn't have to have an administration that promised, if you elect us, we're going to ban this and that. And where they have these different groups, activist groups, and the one side saying, you know, we'll get behind you and give you a bunch of money if you ban guns. And then the other side of the lobby saying, if you ban less guns than the Democrats, because trust me, Republicans like to ban too, it's a proven fact, we'll pay you money. That's literally where it's gotten. And it sucks. And I don't like that we're in this day and age, but I really can't. You can't really separate the two right now. When you have administrations just carte blanche, just banning whole classifications of stuff. I'm going to get a couple people mad right now because I'll admit I voted for him. I voted for Trump the last time, okay? I could probably get banned for even saying that right now, but I was pretty darn ticked off at him too when he did it for the bump stocks. And I'm really ticked off at this current former vice president. He's called many, many things. This is a very, very family-friendly channel, though. But yeah, they're all banning stuff. It's just right now, though, they're really stepping it up. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. These certain unalienable rights that were endowed by your creator, this is supposed to go over the heads of government. It's supposed to go over the heads of even laws. Literally. These are laws of nature and of nature's God. That's what the Declaration of Independence says. And if you want to look at one of the earliest prominent Supreme Court cases, Marbury v. Madison said any law that's repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. We need to use that. And look, guys, we're gonna have to figure something out here, okay? We're gonna have to stand up and say, no, we the people, enough's enough. We're tired of this. You can't just keep banning everything, or there won't be anything left of the Constitution. And I think we need to find a productive way. Now, I'm not George Washington. I don't have the plan of how we're going to do this, but I think we should really be looking at these midterms coming up at the very least and actually vet these candidates. Don't just elect a Republican because he has an R next to his name. No, see where they're going to be with protecting the Second Amendment, because that's the only reason the government was even created, was to protect these unalienable rights. That's literally why the government's there. And these were restrictions on the government that were enumerated in the Bill of Rights, including the Second Amendment. And what that did is put a cage around government and said, shall not be infringed. It's not supposed to put a cage around you. And that's still what gives me some hope. And hanging out with all of you guys gives me some hope. But yeah, why do we have to see the Taliban running around with American weapons the same week that they just banned Russian ammo? It's frustrating, guys. I get it. We got to get it out of our system, blow off a little steam. I understand why you guys are mad. I truly do. Now, we're going to have to keep a level head and be productive more than ever before. And I know you guys are probably having some really good conversations in the chat right now. So that's awesome. And that's why I do this on Friday nights. Denny's Plant-Based Journey with a super chat and a channel member. Thanks a lot, man. He said, welcome back, criminal. I mean, how dare you talk about something that's a God-given and constitutional right, LOL. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks, man. I'm going to keep talking about the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, because those are beautiful things. And I like to talk about good things. What about you guys? Those are really, really beautiful things. And maybe some of you guys that are really frustrated should read some of the founding documents tonight. Call me a nerd, but I find it quite soothing. Seriously. MaxShot62, what's happening, man? How you doing, buddy? He's an awesome friend of the channel member, and just left a generous super chat. 4570, which as far as I know, the Russians do not make or sell the 4570. So you're all okay. He says it may be a FUD cartridge, but it was the assault weapon of its day. Yes, it was. And not in this room, Susan. Susan Wiki. She's a friend of the channel. Look, we're friends again now. Not really, but I did buy her a bouquet of flowers, I have to confess. It wasn't just Clover trying to walk me through some stuff. Had to buy her more flowers, guys. But they call her Susan. She's a fan of the channel again. I found out through the grapevine. But it's not in this room, but I do happen to have a Springfield trapdoor. Yeah. The old 1873. And you're right, man. Now, when we ran into those Mausers that the Mexicans had, those Spanish Mausers, we were like, whoa, we need a Mauser. And we basically so blatantly copied the Mauser with our Springfield 1903 that we had to pay royalty to the Germans when those were made, World War I into World War II. But yeah, man, you're right. That was the frontline service cartridge, the 4570. And thanks for helping out the channel. And before I forget, guys, I'm not plugging this, but some of you guys have been asking me. MaxShot actually really helped the channel out. These are custom shirts. 2AE to you, we the people. That'd be you guys, we the people. We got an American flag on one sleeve and Lamy on the other. We still have a few of these left. These aren't for sale on any merch shops. My regular merch is on Black Swan Tactical, John Crump's site, but these are still available. We still have a few. If you guys want to email at 2A Perks, if you're in there, Linda, can you drop that link for them? We still have a few of these left, and I know some of you guys that got these already have been sending me pictures. So thanks, Max Shot. I appreciate it, and the people that have gotten these really, really like them a lot. Very heavy duty, high quality shirt, guys. So thanks, man. Marco Polo, what's happening, dude? How you doing? He says, stay strong and build locals. Use all avenues. Exactly, guys. Here's the deal with locals. We're not saying, look, we're just closing down the YouTube channel. I'm not doing that. I'm here, and that's where most people are, but there's going to be bonus content, exclusive things on locals that we can have fun doing there, because these are two separate companies. YouTube has their rules. Locals has theirs, and Locals doesn't have any firearms rules, actually. There's no portions of firearms content that's banned whatsoever. So we're having a lot of fun over there. I know you've been over there posting, Marco. So awesome, man. It almost slipped by me. Reptile guys, what's happening, man? Nice hat, by the way. Look at his avatar, guys. Nice hat. Me and you could be brothers. Maybe we are. No, we're not really, but we could be. And for being a channel member, thanks, man. He said, ended up contracting the C word. You did? The whole family did, and I believe I lost my job because of it turning out to be quite the week. Oh, and I also lost my voice. Are you serious, man? All right, guys, if you're the praying type, make sure you pray for Reptile, guys. He's a good friend of a lot of yours and just a really, really nice person, okay? We've had guys like Joe Pichetti in here. I just talked to him the other day. He said he's still not fully recovered yet. Gray Man said he's finally up to like 80%. So I know some of you guys, it's hitting you really hard, both physically, economically, losing your jobs. And then now they ban the cheap ammo that you just want to plink with, train with, collect. Quite frankly, as long as you're not violating anybody else's God-given natural rights with this ammo, you can have it for any reason you want or no reason at all. And that's what I believe it should mean to be an American and what it's always meant. You're always allowed to have this just because you said so. And you know how much of this you're allowed to have? Quite frankly, as much as you want. And you're all very smart people, and you'll determine that, won't you? At least that's how I look at it. Gray Man, there he is. Literally, I didn't even see that yet. I was just talking about him. He's a tough dude. So is Reptile, guys. So is Joe Pichetti. Pretty much everyone that watches this stream are pretty tough. Trust me on this. Hope you feel better, man. I know you're still not all the way there, but you're fighting the good fight, and I appreciate your generosity, dude. But mainly, I just want to make sure you're okay. You know, I've become friends with a lot of you guys, and it actually hurts me to see you guys hurt. You guys do know I go back and read the whole entire chat over the next weekend, and it gets frustrating sometimes on here doing a stream. There's all this craziness going on, doom and gloom. And then I read you guys' comments, not only in the chat, but all just the best wishes on that demonetized video, then the remonetized video. And I'm like, no, dude, no, there's no place I'd rather be than right here. And it makes me really understand why I do this every week, literally. He says it's going to affect everyone. He says when you remove 50 to 70% of the supply with high demand prices of all ammo, will go through the roof. So he's saying all ammo, which is my speculation. I hope we're wrong, Gray Man. I really do. But if I was to be a betting man, I'm not a betting man, Susan. But if I was to bet, Susan's going to want flowers next week. And I would also bet that Gray Man's absolutely correct. He's saying the last year and a half, prices and availability will pale in comparison. Man, I hope not. There was a time when 9mm was a buck around, wasn't it? Jeez, oh, Pete. Crazy stuff, isn't it? I'm not happy about it. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my head up. I mean, I am happy because I'm in here hanging out with you guys, but geez, dang it. You guys are being generous tonight. I appreciate it. I'm glad I turned the ads off, actually, tonight. Slanted Eye Patriot. What's happening, man? How you doing? United we stand, he says. Disarmed we fall. Look, same thing going on in Afghanistan. Linda 2A girl, she's called. She's in here right now. Probably the prettiest girl in this stream. No, most definitely, no doubt. But she's over there. She's one of the regulars on our locals, and she put up an article about that recently from Ammo Land, showing how they're going door to door and disarming all these Afghan citizens. Just think of that. When you need it the most, they're going door to door and they're picking them up. Crazy. Let me go over here in the other chat and see what this super sticker is. Wow, that bird's flying fast, dude. That's like literally, if you guys can see that super sticker on your end of your computer there, that slanted eye Patriot left, that's literally how fast you have to fly right now if you're going to get the couple last remnants of steel case ammo. Because I went out there and took a gander. I was able to pick up some, guys, because I sniped some of the oddball caliber stuff. I was able to get a little bit of the 545 by 39, some 9 Makarov, which I was pleasantly surprised how cheap that was. Love shooting 9 Makarov, by the way. And then I was able to score myself a little bit of 7.62 by 54R because I'm a big Mosin fan, and I have a couple AKs in 54R. So basically, not this exact stuff because this is silver tip surplus, but something along the lines of this. Picked up about 100 rounds of this. I went kind of crazy on the Makarov, guys. I ordered a 500 round case. So I did order 10 boxes of that where I splurged. And then I think about, was it 100, 120 rounds of the 545 by 39. So I have to confess, I did a little panic buying, but don't get too mad at me, guys, because while most of you were going crazy for the 7.62 by 39, I decided to scoop up some 9 by 18 Makarov. If you guys don't mind too much. Oh, man, I just got the one Makarov fan ticked off. The one Makarov fan just left the chat. No, he'll be back. I'll hook him up. John Crump Live, my favorite journalist, my favorite now famous journalist. Now, he's always been a famous journalist, but he's getting pretty famous on YouTube now. Congratulations, man. His channel's been doing awesome. He basically broke and has been continuing with the best information on the whole rare breed trigger saga that I'm going to talk about a little tonight. But to be honest, you should probably go over to the man himself channel when you're done tonight. John Crump Live, but John Crump News is where he's focused more on it. So head over to both. But if you were to pick one, head over to John Crump News. And there's lots and lots of information on the rare breed. So, and if he ever gets back home and stops going on vacation forever, we'll have him on the stream again. The last time he was on the stream, they kicked it off. They kicked me off. Let me know. Do you guys want to see Crump come on as soon as he can here and talk about more rare breed and exclusive info that he gets about the ATF? Or should we just can him because he's just bad luck and Susan doesn't like him? Let me know in the chat, guys. But he is one of my best friends, so that I might do it anyways. But let me know what you guys are thinking. Okay. John Crump says, GOA, by the way, Virginia State Director of GOA, as well as writing for Ammo Land, as well as being on YouTube. It's a long resume, John. Sorry. GOA issued our response. We are in meetings and working on stuff. I have stepped out of my wife's birthday party to work on the issue. Man, we really appreciate you, dude. We really do. I really appreciate you. I know everyone does. Stepped out of his wife's birthday party. I called him yesterday in the middle of his wife's birthday dinner. Hey, maybe it took the heat on me. Mrs. Crump no longer is after 2A EDU. Now she's just mad at the Biden administration. Hopefully. Maybe that took some heat off me. What do you say, John? James Kawasaki, thanks for being a channel member, man. And for the super chat. He says, God is good all the time. Pray and stay armed. Yes, sir. Amen, man. Look, there's different ways people need to be encouraged. But remember, these are certain unalienable rights that were endowed to you by your creator. Now, look, in James's case, I'm pretty darn sure that's the Christian God. But some of you guys that don't believe in that are here, and you have that right if you're an American. Do you believe the former vice president created you? No, I'm seriously asking. And if you didn't, and you don't believe any politicians created you, then they did not give you your rights, and they're literally not allowed to take them away. And the government's only there to preserve these rights. And also, when the government becomes contrary to this, it's our right and it's our duty to abolish these forms of government. Those aren't my words. Those aren't my words, Susan. That's the words of the Declaration of Independence. So you all need to stay strong. Some of you guys are going to get your strength from different things, but it's time to dig in deep and man up, as the saying goes. You know what I mean? Because they're literally throwing it all at us right now. At least more than I've ever seen in any given time, right? Philly Patriots with another super chat. Thanks, man. How you doing? Channel member. He says, thanks for the stickers. I gave one to my buddy. Awesome. And that's some of the perks I offer, guys. If you're a channel member, email that email address if you don't mind. If the lovely Linda 2A girl wouldn't mind, Any channel members that haven't gotten stickers yet, send it over there. Send an email and just say, hey, I'm a channel member. I want some stickers and some stuff. We'll send you some stuff. I send out at least stickers. I did a huge thing where when I went to that event in Georgia, we literally gave away like 100 different things. So we do that from time to time. But at the bare minimum, we like to at least get a couple stickers out to everyone that's helping support. Patreon, if you put your address in there, bingo. Same thing over on Locals. I'll make a post over there. So just wanted to let you guys know that. We try to give you a few little perks. It might not be much, but it's just our way to say thanks. And I've got multiple colors of these 2A EDU stickers that I want to make sure all you guys have. Wow, you guys are being generous tonight. Lizette Ortiz, there's my girl. Oh, look at her new avatar there. She says, welcome back, 2A EDU. Well, thank you. Thank you. I like her. She's pretty cool. I did a video for her a while back. If you guys come in my comments and ask nice, now the cuter you are, the better to a point. But, if you're nice, that's actually what matters. Sometimes I'll do a video by request for somebody. Mike McClune with the super chat. Thanks, man. And a channel member. He says, well, if they can't pass firearms legislation, just do away with the ammunition. A firearm without ammo is just an expensive paperweight. True, dude. I don't even have much to add to that. I guess maybe if it was like an SKS or a Mosin, it could be like an effective spear with a bayonet attached, right? I don't know. What about you AR guys? Do you have the traditional style that'll actually accept the bayonet? Are you guys all running low profile gas blocks? I don't know. At least the SKS guys. Look, I'm more of an SKS guy. So those AR guys, they had one up on all of us. Now we can kind of throw it back in their eyes. So all you SKS guys, give the AR guys a little bit of heck right now. It's okay. I'm an AR guy too. It's okay. But since the gun community always loves the banter, let's start a new one up. SKS guys, greater than AR guys, because we still have the bayonet we can affix. AR guys, some of you will be hurting unless you're a retro build. Boy, I'm going to get a lot of flack for that. Look, one person just left again. But the 9mm Makarov guy from earlier, he just came back. I just saw him, so it's okay. That AR guy will be back in just a few minutes. But it's still true, though. The SKS, bayonet, obviously. Daryl B with the super chat. Thanks, man. Afghanistan, we will never forget. I'm going to go back and read this chat. I think there's going to be a lot of wisdom in it. I just can't keep up with all of you. There's a couple hundred of you watching and one of me, but man, just think about that. To think that you served your country fighting in a foreign war, just trying to fight the good fight, right? And now you see the Taliban stocked to the gills with ammo, carrying around the weapons you used to hold. Many say because of this current former, whatever you want to call him, this former whatever, where am I? What's going on? Do you guys remember that? I'm Joe Biden and I'm going to beat Joe Biden. Yeah, his strong foreign policy that included he was very descriptive with it. He said, I'll shoot in a national pressure. Yeah. And now, because of the Shubha national pressure, you just got your ammo as a civilian banned while you went over and fought a foreign war to try to preserve peace in the Middle East, but ultimately to keep the garbage and crap from coming over here. Now Americans are having a hard time getting flights here, but the Afghanis are allegedly getting filled up in planes, and the Taliban's carrying around guns you used to carry, but you can't buy ammo here. Now, look, you don't have to be a veteran to be ticked off right now, guys. You don't. I'm pretty ticked off about it too, but just think what that must feel like. There has to be at least one person that fought over there. It's crazy. And like I said, God bless our veterans, man. I'm not blaming none of you guys. What more could have you guys done, right? But this whole thing's just turned into a debacle. And then they ban ammo? Like, look, this is what it makes me wonder. And I'm going to ask this question because I am actually literally wondering this. Is the Taliban the real enemy? Because they just stockpiled them all the way up. Cock-locked, ready to rock. Air Force, infantry, heavy division, light division. Giving them whole armories full of stuff. But they just banned ammo from the American people. So who do they perceive as their real enemy? The Taliban or you? Just think about that for a minute. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But with what's going on, I'm certainly going to ask that question. Who's the real enemy? The Taliban or you? They gave them a lot of ammo. They have a lot of ammo. I'm watching those guys. They look like they're armed to the teeth right now. State-of-the-art weaponry. Rick Nieper, how's it going, Rick? Nice to see you, man. Rick's another good one. Good old Michigan guy. VA Wolf for the super chat. Thanks, man. He says 2A EDU and all. Bought a few hundred of the caliber above of 223. That's another one. Some guys are like, I won't let it touch my AR. Do I need to do a video on that? Let me know, guys. Some people said I won't let 223 steel case touch my AR. Other people have shot a ton of it. Heck, I've even heard people that's a little bit of both. They'll say out of my XYZ brand, I've shot 5,000 rounds of steel case. Tula, perfect. But out of my ZYX brand, it won't even fire more than 3 rounds without getting a stuck case. So ARs are a little bit of a touchy subject on it. I get it. Some people say, hey, if my AR won't fire steel case, I won't have it. That's the thing I hear a lot. Other people say, no, I'm not going to ruin my most prized gun with junky steel case. I hear both. I think there's, kind of a right answer and a wrong answer to a point, but I don't think it's definitive. I think people should actually really do what's right for them, and then you'll feel good about your decision. But if people want to know some more information about steel-cased ammo, I kind of sort of know quite a bit about it. I could maybe go over it if there's some newer people out there that just are like, what's steel-cased? Why do I want it? Maybe I could help. Cave Dave, can't find 545x39. I can't talk about sites that sell this stuff here, guys. I just can't do it. There is a nice thread going over on locals right now, okay? I will tell you that. I had put something up there when this ban just happened to try to help people out. Since then, it's sold out, but there's people chiming in the thread that's below it, kind of giving people some pointers. So that's all I'll say. You know what I mean? But right here, I can't, guys, and I'm not gonna, just because look, it's not that I'm afraid of YouTube per se, but I just like hanging out, and obviously you guys like to be on here because there's a lot more of you here than anywhere else, and I just can't. I can't say here's where you go. Right, Susan? Susan Wiki, they call her. She's the #1 fan of the channel, though. So there you go. VA Wolf with another super chat. Thanks a lot, man. It's also great to see you this evening, brother. Awesome, dude. And I hope your health's good, man. Oh, man. I hope your health's good, dude. He's been fighting the good fight. All you guys in Virginia, VCDL, you probably know who he is. We got a lot of fighters in here, but I think all of you guys are fighting. And if you're not, you need to. Look at that nice moth just flew in front of my camera. I got the doors open, guys. It's 90 degrees in here. But yeah, we all need to fight. We need to fight like hell, literally, to save this country and never become a communist country. And that includes talking to, educating your friends, your neighbors. Yeah, you could be another just normal guy like me that sits on the internet and talks. If you think that's the best method, or when you're out bowling with your friends, or you're out cutting the grass and the neighbor's cutting his grass and you have that little 5 minutes, hey, don't miss the opportunity. Literally, we need a lot of people to get in the good fight. And this is a good fight. And ultimately, this is a battle of good versus evil. And it always has been, and it always will be. And evil always prevails when good men do nothing. So if you're a good person, and I assume all of you are, you got to do something. And just so you know, just talking to a couple people, that's doing something. It's called culture. And the culture's been changing away from the Constitution in many ways. But we're also building a strong culture, trying to revive that sense of patriotism, that sense of, look, these founding documents are beautiful things, and they say what they mean, and they mean what they say. And sometimes it's good to remind people of that. At your own discretion, you could create enemies doing that. That's why I'm not going to tell you guys what to say. Just use your discretion, knowing who you're talking to, and be as productive as you can be. And if you can't be, say, I don't have time for you, and try to move on to someone else. I guess you can be a little more productive with. What are you going to do? You win some, you lose some, but you're never going to win if you don't try. You got to play the game or you can't win, right? Andrew with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. He says, bayonets are obsolete. Every general since the mid-1800s. You're correct. You're correct. But tyrants do still fear the bayonet. And if you remember, there was that famous battle where they were trying to take a hill for days and weeks. in Vietnam. And I know we have some Vietnam vets here right now tonight. I saw the wonderful, beautiful Jane Locke. She's wonderful and beautiful, but she's a patriot. That's what I really like about her. She fought down there. Indochina, they called it, right? She fought down there, and look, I don't know if she was in this particular battle, but there was a famous battle there, and I watched some Vietnam vets recounting it on YouTube. This was old tape from like the early 90s, and they said they've been trying to take this hill for days, and it turned into weeks, and they were running out of supplies, and they were running out of ammo, and they would fight for like hours to gain inches, and they would fight days to gain feet to take this hill. Can you imagine that? Just to take this hill, but that's what their orders were, and they were fighting hard. And they ran out of ammo. And this guy said the most chilling feeling he ever had when he said one of the commanders, Sergeant Major, whoever was in charge at that time of his unit, said, all right, boys, we got to get up this hill. And they said, we're out of ammo. And he said, affix bayonets. And they did. And almost every single one of them died, but a few of them lived, and they did take that hill. So there you go. The bayonet has been obsolete since the 1800s. Yes, but it's still been used in more recent times, and I'm sure it's still being used today. Now, I tried to make a joke out of it, SKS versus AR. I get it. We're all in good fun here, but literally, though, right, Andrew? They do. And I think he was just ragging back on me as a joke. So that wasn't a direct response to your chat necessarily. As much as it just made me think about that. They said, sir, we can't charge a hill. We're out of ammo. And he said, fix bayonets. And they did. And they ran into enemy gunfire with bayonets. And enough of them did live to take that battle. And it was a nasty battle. It was really nasty. Vietnam War, very, very nasty, cruel, harsh place. Gray Man with the super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. He says, thanks for the kind words, brother. I'm doing great. Finished my first week back at work. Okay, good. By the way, got my 2A hat, shirt, and coffee mug this week. Awesome, dude. I hope you like them. But I'm excited to hear that you're back to work. So that means you're what, 85, 90% there? And that's awesome. That's definitely what I want to hear. Definitely. I like to hear this. I like these people. You know, you guys are all like real people. And we talk outside of YouTube, a lot of us too. So this is good. This is awesome. James Kawasaki. Thanks for your support, man. Another super chat. He says, future veteran of the Second American Revolution. Wow. And that can mean many things, right, Susan? We're not calling for it right here, right now, tonight on this channel. But you know what's crazy? Now that the polling, they keep on updating these polls. How many Americans believe that there's some likelihood of having another civil war is what they keep asking, right? Well, 30-something% said that it's likely. And 30-something% said there's a chance, which means 2/3 of all Americans think there's somewhat of a chance of something happening again. I hope it doesn't. It's not going to be what a lot of people might think it is. It'll be really bad, I think. I was jealous. Gray Man's drinking out of his 2A EDU mug. I almost felt left out for a little bit. I bought that from Black Swan Tactical, by the way. I'm sure he's not here because he's breaking news with the GOA, but you can ask Crump. He owns Black Swan Tactical. It's my merch, but I buy it with my own money, you know. John's a friend of mine. I'm not going to say, send me a free cup, send me a free hat. I buy my own merch just to kind of show you guys. I don't wear it out in public for the most part, unless I'm going to like a 2A event. But yeah, I like my coffee mug. And it's not only my product, but I'm also a customer. Rainy day, 44-124, 762, which could be, if you're talking 7.62 by 39, man, could be one of the rarest cartridges. I wish this one didn't rust, but I did a video on how to store your ammo, guys. If you're new to the channel, don't let this happen to you. This could be highly collectible one day, but I let it rust. So there's pros and cons to steel case. One of the cons is you better store it right, but I did a whole video explaining how I do it. If you do it the right way, I think you'll be pretty good, right? I do. One second here. There it is. I saw something pop up. Sometimes this chat skips on me. You guys are being so darn generous tonight. It's hard for me to keep up. Curtis Reynolds with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. You're super, super generous, dude. Thank you. I really appreciate you. And now a channel member, too. Jeez, man. If I could give you your cake and let you eat it, too, I would, dude. Like, no, you're awesome, man. He says, I'm a vet, didn't serve in Afghanistan. My service ended many years before that started. But as a vet, it's a slap in the face all the same. What can I even say? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm pissed off, and I think all of you are that are watching this, and I understand that. You go over there, fight the good fight with all the best intentions. Now they're running around carrying your weapons, and then you get slapped in the face again saying, you can't buy this. The Taliban can. Well, actually, I'm wrong. Let me take that back. The Taliban's not buying it. They just got it for free. So you can't even buy it, but they can have it for free. It's a little bit frustrating right now. We're going to affect the economic. We're going to economically sanction, they say, to cripple their whole economy of Russia while letting him open up that $5 billion plus pipeline. Open the pipeline, which will be like, I don't know the exact percentages, but like a vast majority of Russia's economy, but then ban this from U.S. civilians, which probably makes up like 0.000, I don't know if it's like 9 or 10 zeros of 1% of Russia's economy. I mean, no doubt Russia makes money off this, but when we're talking like exporting oil, natural resources over to the likes of Germany, many others over in Europe, yeah, this is a drop in the bucket. Oil for like whole populations of large countries, just think about it for a minute. But we're going to bring Russia economically to its knees by getting rid of ammo exports to the United States? I don't think so. Where gas prices are rising here like crazy, shutting off the pipelines here in the United States, halting construction thereof. Your gas prices are soaring. Of course you needed to buy cheap ammo. Look how much it costs to fill up your tank. Have you guys tried to buy a gallon of paint lately? A piece of wood? Everything through the roof. We want to still shoot for many reasons. Like I said, Constitution protects us collecting. It does. It protects us just sport shooting. And it does, because you have the right to property and you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary, not optional, not maybe, but absolutely necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Yeah. And as the Declaration says, it's not only your right, but it's your duty to hold your government accountable. And how are you supposed to do that if you don't have the arms that you need to train, to be at the ready, to be well-regulated? Because well-regulated didn't mean like a bunch of extra regulations like what the ATF's doing to us right now. No, well-regulated meant a well-formed, a well-armed, a well-trained, basically an at-the-ready, formidable force. I'm using different analogies to try to bring it up to the year 2021. But that's what well-regulated meant back then. It meant people that were good shooters, that were well-practiced, trained, disciplined, focused. It included all those things. And it's tough. You've got to have gas in your car that just went up $1.50 a gallon, right? Depending where you live. Some places it's gone up $2 a gallon. This is where you need ammo to be cheaper than ever before. And now all the cheap stuff, banned. Not for the Taliban, but for you. It's banned from import and from purchase. And it's going to affect, as a lot of you guys are already saying in the chat right now, it's going to affect a lot more than just the price of wolf. It's going to affect all of it, because it's literally all interconnected together. It's just the whole ammo economy at large, right? Psychonaut, I think I pronounced that correctly, with the super chat. Thank you. Says 2A rally in Lansing, September 23rd. Hope to see you there. Well, thanks for letting me know. There's a few emails I haven't had a chance to read yet, but that's right up my alley. I'm going to make a note. Just hold on, guys, if you don't mind. This is important to me. I'm going to make a note to look into this further. 2A rally in Lansing. I've been to Lansing many times, guys. That's our state capital here in Michigan. So shout out to all the Michigan people, by the way. So 9/23, I will definitely check that out. When I get more info, I'll make a post on it. And awesome. Thank you. Thanks for the heads up. And all you Michiganders, take heed. I can't give you much more info than that, but awesome. Mr. C, I really appreciate your generosity to stay conforming within the confines. I'm not going to be able to read it, but there it is. And thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I think you understand why. I tried to explain it just a little earlier. We are on YouTube right now, okay? We are here. We have a nice thread going over on locals right now. Exclusive content there, I call it. And those of you that are just free members, awesome. Those of you that are supporting over there, awesome. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I get a few more supporters going. I'm going to be able to live stream over there. Okay. Not instead of YouTube, but as exclusive bonus streams, if you know what I mean, where we can do things that we used to do here, but just can't anymore, where you can touch and hold guns with live streams and then things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Whenever more people are ready to go over there and we get it built up just a little more, when I get to a certain amount of supporters, they're going to justify giving my community the server space and the bandwidth where I can live stream. And it's a local company. There's no ads over there, guys. That's why there's what's called a supporter, because that's what helps support me as a content creator. And then obviously locals grabs a share of that just for the infrastructure, because it's not being funded by big tech. It's not being funded by ads. And they're not implanting spyware on your devices. So there you go. And it is a true free speech site. And I'm, like I said, having a really good time there. And maybe some of the local guys can fill some of you in if you have some questions. Maybe I should do a quick video on here showing you guys some of the features. There's some really cool stuff you can do. As like I said, some bonus and extra footage in addition to the YouTube channel here. Marksman TV, what's happening, man? I wonder how that's going to affect Marksman TV's business. You know, I called my friend Matt from Supermatch GNA in Newport, and I gave him the heads up. I said, heads up, dude, did you hear? And he's like, no, I hadn't yet. I'm like, well, you're going to have to reevaluate your ammo situation in the morning, because if not, some scalper will just come in and buy all of it off of him at once to double his price at the flea market, because they did that to him during we call it Flugaloo, right? They did that to him, and he had nothing left to sell. So he's like, well, I better set some back so that I can have a little bit to sell the regulars. And if I sell a new gun, and we're back to that again, aren't we, Marksman? Where they're going to come in and want to clear your whole shelves out. Now, I don't know if you'll ever sell another AK-74 again. I don't know. Maybe people will still collect them. We'll see what happens. X39 sales through the roof right now, mainly with the Kalash. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, man. Maybe you have some opinions on it, Marksman. I'm sure you do. He says, why can't the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan get a 249? Why can they? I'm sorry. Why can the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan get a M249 and I can't even get Russian 7.62 by 39 ammo? This really happened in the same week? I know. And I'm not trying to do anything for dramatic effect. Like, if you guys notice, my face is a little red and I'm sweating because I work outside all week. It's 90 degrees in here. But these like pauses and sighs where I'm just like really? Like frustrated, mad? Yeah, like that's for real. Pretty bummed out. Those of you that have been following the channel for any length of time know that like this ammo is a big deal to me. I actually do many things. Like when I say I buy guns for the channel, that's literally what I'm doing. My personal collection, stuff that I would collect if I was never on YouTube, 90-something% of it's Milsurps. Almost all of it. I mean, there's a few modern guns that I'll use for carry and things like that, but almost all of my stuff that I truly personally collect is Milsurps. And I show very little of it on the channel. I'm buying stuff for myself when I can, but I usually like to show guns that you guys like on here. And seems like you guys request certain things more than others, and I try to oblige with all your generous contributions. I'll go out and buy a gun, buy some ammo, but man, I love Milsurps. That's my passion. I like to shoot them too, and many of them are com block. American stuff, European stuff, I love all that too, trust me, but com block stuff, why? Because the American and British stuff always cost so darn much, and all I could afford to collect was the com block. So my Milsurp collection's largely different versions of 7.62 by 54R by 39, 7.62 by 25, 9 by 18, you know, different cartridges like that, obviously, 5.45 by 39. I bought it because it was cheap, and I love the history and the nostalgia of the old Milsurp. So this is going to affect me personally big time. You're going to see even in a Taurus GX4 video that I'm going to be putting out here soon, guys. I ran steel case through it. I ran a whole variety of ammo through it. I don't know. I have some. I bought some steel case ammo. This is basically empty. Some of these I keep, by the way. People get all ticked off. Look at the spread of ammo he has. Look, guys, as I shoot these for videos and they're empty, I put them back here on the wall because they just look nice. It's just a nice little backdrop there. See all that ammo? Some of them are full. Some of them are empty boxes, but I still have some of this Wolf that I bought over a year ago. I'll do what I can, but it's literally, yeah. The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan can get a 249 with all the linked belted ammo, right? But you're not worthy or allowed to buy this. And like I said, the hunters out there, the guys that are like, well, hold on, 2A EDU, I can't stand 7.62 by 39, and that's fine. I don't care if you like it or not. I literally don't care. But 308 Winchester soft point, I mean, this is hunting ammo, right? 165 grain. I'm sure that'll take any whitetail or almost anything on 4 legs in the United States. Probably animals on 2 legs too, right? But yeah, it's just a trickle down effect. And here's the thing, guys. I want to have a bunch of faith in America. The American companies will step it up. I didn't see that during the last year and a half very much at all. In fact, the only saving graces, and this is sad and it sucks, but was Russia. Because it seems like all these, the military, yes, I get that. But all these 3-letter agencies, we have the United States Postal Service and all of these that order like, I don't know, a gazillion rounds combined. They have the biggest ammo contracts they've ever had. The Department of Education buying up ammo. You know what it seems like? Yeah, Christopher Marksman's in the house, and he's a good friend of mine, and like literally an awesome dude. And he's a really, really good YouTuber. So if you guys haven't been over to the Marksman TV channel, like really good YouTuber, not even joking, huge fan. When I got to go to his shop and actually record one of his weekly used gun reviews, yeah. Don't tell him I said this, but I was kind of like, really? Like, I finally made it to like Disney World. Like, you know what I'm saying? Awesome dude, though. When I met him as a person, I was 10 times more excited than just how awesome his videos are. And his videos are awesome. So make sure, here's the thing. You guys will probably go over there and not want to come back. So just write a note as soon as it's done. Go over and sub. No, go sub to him right now. Come back, but don't watch his video because he's better than me, or you guys won't come back to my stream. I'll do whatever you want to do. Marksman TV is in the house and is literally one of the nicest guys I know and one of the best YouTubers on all of YouTube. And I'm being 100% serious. Trust me on that. I'm a Milsurp guy. I'm a ComBlock Milsurp guy because I've been poor my whole life. Are a couple of you kind of nodding your head right now? Sure you are. But that's not enough. Remember when the bump stock was banned? I said that's going to be a slippery slope, guys. They're going to use this. And they call it Chevron. Chevron deference. Now, some of you might not know this, but I have a second channel called Patriot EDU. Go check it out. A couple people said I did a good job on this video where I talked all about Chevron deference, what it meant, how it matters, how it's actually relevant right now with this bump stock ban to a current case going on. It's called the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals. This is a federal court, and it lies in Western Michigan, and how GOA actually won against the bump stock 2-1 in a 3-judge panel. But they stayed their own decision, meaning paused it, gave the government time to appeal, and they did, to what's called an en banc hearing. Now, that's all of the judges in the 6th United States Circuit. And as we speak right now, GOA is fighting that fight. Shout out to GOA, people like John Crump, all of the people that are not only just at the upper end of, directors and state directors, but just all of the members. Like you guys watching right now, they're fighting tooth and nail, like literally. John Crump just came into this stream tonight amidst his wife's birthday party just to inform all you people and people like me, just all of us plebes, because we need to know, because that's actually what matters. We the people. We need to start going over the government's head and saying, no, we demand it, and it's our right, and it's our duty to demand these things. And GOA's fighting tooth and nail. Not even 2 hours from here in the western side of Michigan. And literally the outcome of this full panel decision is going to be what all of this hinges on. Not only for bump stocks coming back, because I get it, 99% of you don't care about bump stocks, even though I really actually like them a lot. But this whole redefinition of frames and receivers and serial numbers. And John and I did a stream on this channel, John Crump and I, that they nuked a couple weeks ago. It's back now. If you guys want to go back and watch it. But These are also huge ramifications. We've got the arm brace that was designed for a disabled veteran that are used by so many people, including disabled people and able-bodied people, because look, we all have the same rights. And if you're disabled, awesome, because it gives you a chance to more safely handle this firearm. But the rest of us, more safely and accurately handle these certain types of pistols with these stabilizing braces. They're trying to turn those into NFA items. I wonder. Back to my friend Marksman TV's comment. M249. We see the Taliban running around with them. Do you think they had to procure a tax stamp? Did they have to take a passport photo, fingerprints, and send it in? And then wait like 8 to 12 to 16 months to get said tax stamp? I don't think so. But that's what you have to do if you buy a machine gun. Now, you also have to be rich, because they closed the registration of them up in May of 1986 with the Poison Pill Hughes Amendment that amended the Firearms Owners Protection Act. It's called the Poison Pill. Didn't expect Reagan to sign it. He signed it. NRA said they'd fight it. Didn't fight it. And here we are. You have to have 10 grand to have a crappy cheap machine gun and 30, 40 grand for an M16 or an AK. I bet you the Taliban didn't have to spend that. I bet you they didn't have to get a tax stamp, but you do. And you will have to get a tax stamp if these rules go through to have an arm brace on your pistol. And you will. We don't know how far they're going to go with this, but you will. We'll say it's probable that you will have to have normal items that are just parts of a firearm shipped through an FFL, which will add more paperwork, more cost. Another middleman. And the FFL owners I know are adamantly against this. Chris from Marksman TV, my very good friend Matt from Supermatch GNA, they don't want this crap to go through. They're willing to just make a good living just selling the firearms and the ammo, right? But no, they want a special type of gunsmith to be formed that can serialize all your parts. This is all going on like at once. I mean, literally yesterday, the comment period closed for the redefinition of frames and receivers. Look, it goes back to this again. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. This is where I was heading with this. It all relies on this Chevron deference. And the ATF and the government are relying on being able to apply this Chevron deference. Go watch my Patriot EDU video if you want more background. I'm not saying this, but a few people said I did a good job of it. So go there, look at it. They feel that Chevron's now applying to criminal cases too, where people could be criminally charged. GOA says no, it cannot be applied to that. And they're spending a lot of money right now and a lot of resources fighting that, because whether these frames and receivers ruling, which is the comments have closed, they're going to come up with their ruling in a couple months, let's just say. Whether that ruling can stand or not depends on the bump stock case. Whether the arm brace is becoming NFA items, whether that's allowed to stand or not is going to depend on the bump stock case. And look, you're not going to convince somebody from the ATF. I'm going to talk about this real quick. Let me catch up on super chats. And I'm going to broach a topic that shouldn't get anybody mad, but it'll get a few people mad, because there is a sentiment among some people where they're just so adamantly opposed to anybody leaving comments. I did leave a comment last night, okay? And I'm going to tell you why I did. And it might surprise you why, but it's something you should all think about, okay? There's many good reasons why you would. And if you just in your heart of heart couldn't bring yourself to doing it, I'm not going to judge you as a person. But I'm going to tell you guys why in a second that I made a comment and opposed the reclassification of firearms, serializations, frames, receivers, and why I'm going to write another one for the arm braces. Gregory, Dia Giovanni, I probably messed it up, but love you anyways, Gregory. How you doing, man? With a generous super chat. Thanks, man. He says, long live the Republic. 2A EDU, we love you in New Mexico. I love you too, man. You guys have got a lot going on down in the Southwest too right now, I know. And look, us Michigan guys, we need each other here in Michigan. You guys need each other in New Mexico, but we need each other like across these United States, and America needs each other and all of you too. So it's just awesome to see so many people from so many places encouraging me, and I sure hope encouraging each other. Look what I just saw in the corner of my eye. I just can't keep up with all these chats, guys, right now. I'll stop and breathe and say hi to you guys later tonight, for those of you that are still here. But Cave Dave, what's going on, my friends? I love seeing that. I love seeing people making friends in these chats. I've often said I could just walk out of the room and it'd probably be a great stream. Even better, because of you guys like in here just providing so much support and content and entertainment for each other, right? Okay, here's why I signed the letter or wrote a letter and filed it with the United States government last night. First of all, I'm not afraid of being on a list. I'm on a list just by having this channel. If you've ever filled out a 4473, you're on a list. So I wasn't afraid of that. In fact, you know who was on a list? The original signers of the Declaration of Independence. Now look, 1,000 of us combined signing something opposing the ATF literally couldn't even carry the jockstrap for one of these founding fathers. They put themselves on the ultimate list, literally. This was treason. This was instant death. This was a bunch of people that were forming militias that had to fight against the largest armed forces in the whole world. You remember at that time, they said the sun never sets on the British Empire. So I'm not trying to put myself in the same sentence as those guys. All of us combined, literally, wouldn't even be like one of their toenails. I get it. But look, that was a list. If you've ever bought a gun, you're on a list today. If you're on YouTube, you're on a list. So I wasn't worried about the list. If you're worried about the list, you're your own person and you need to make that decision for yourself. I won't condemn you for that because it's not my place. So I wasn't worried about the list. Now, then, okay, told you why I wasn't worried. Now, why would I sign that? Why would I write a letter in opposition? And people have said, dude, you're going to write to an unelected bureaucrat that doesn't care about you and doesn't care about the Second Amendment, obviously. No, I'm not going to write a letter to that person for that reason. And that's not why I wrote the letter in the comment. Okay? I get it. There's people with the ATF right now. These are jackboots. They don't care about your natural rights that were endowed by your creator. Now, there's good people that work within the ATF. I'm not saying every last individual agent. When we say the ATF, we're talking about some of the lower agents are no doubt jackboots. Some are probably very fine people. I get that. But we're saying the organization, the ones that send the marching orders, okay? The ones that are in direct communication with the former vice president. And they call him many things, but this is a family-friendly show. Right, Susan? Susan, she's a fan of the show again, she said. I said, I don't know. I don't know. I'll buy you flowers once more, but we can't keep doing this, girl. And by the way, we're never getting together. But with all that said, the people that literally talk to this former whatever he is, those people in the ATF, they don't care. There could be a million of us, and they're just going to look at it and say, oh, well, plebe. See? Plebe. Like, but you know what? We're fighting this right now in Michigan's 6th Circuit for bump stocks. And there's people like the GOA, which the GOA isn't John Crump, okay? It's not Eric Pratt. The GOA is actually like you, right? You are the GOA. All of you are that are members. They're able to go in front of a judge, a panel of judges, and say, look, not only is this against the Constitution, well, obviously, and not only should Chevron deference not be applied, right? Obviously. But if you notice, judges like to say a certain thing in court. They like to say, well, hold on. How much impact is there going to be on the people? What do the people think? Now, I don't think that should matter, really, because, look, it doesn't matter what the political trends are. And this is my opinion. I do not believe the Constitution's a living, breathing document. I read literally exactly what it said back then. It means now. And it's one of the most beautiful documents ever written. And when the Constitution is abided by, America's a beautiful place, isn't it? But when tyrants and despots start manipulating it and courts start, being activists from the bench, it perverts this great experiment on self-governance. It does. So I don't like it when judges say this, but they no doubt do. And I've heard it 1,000 times in very influential cases. Justice Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts, the head judge in the whole United States of America. He's the head judge on the Supreme Court, right? Look, you guys can rant about him all you want. Trust me. I will too. The most powerful judge. He says that all the time in his opinions. Well, what do the people want? Is this in the the vein of what the American people are trending with? So how's that going to look when all of a sudden they go, GOA's lawyers, people like Rob Olson and many other great ones are in front of this panel. There's 15, 16 of these judges, and they say, oh, by the way, it's unconstitutional, and Chevron deference shouldn't apply, but there's this other Supreme Court case, Adele, I think it was called, Go watch my video on Patriot EDU. I went through all of it. That kind of negates it, and they're going to go through all that. And then what about when the judges say, well, what do the people think? Do you want those GOA lawyers to say, oh, the people didn't care? The people just said, well, there was like a couple hundred people that said they oppose it. The judges are going to go, interesting. But you got 300,000 people opposing it or more. I think there was 300,000 people. A lot of them actually supported the ATF's rule. But so that's why right now, and this is sad, it's gotten to this point where we're basically hinging upon the court system. Right now, in the western part of Michigan, the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals, it's the full en banc hearing that's happening as we speak. Now, if they rule that bump stocks are not machine guns, Chevron deference can't be applied, they're not machine guns, like the lower court did, bump stocks at that point in time, unless they put a stay on their own hearing, so this is all theoretical, could become instantly legal again in Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee. But the 10th Circuit, which is out in western United States, Colorado, and maybe New Mexico, there's several states. I just can't remember them all right now. I'm in the 6th, so that's easier for me to remember that one, right? So there'll be what's called a split in the circuits. One circuit would say, yes, they are machine guns. That's the 10th. And then the 6th would say, no, they're not machine guns. Okay. And then it has to be decided. Well, who's the person that decides splits and circuits? I think I just caught that mosquito. There's a mosquito in here, guys, so bear with me. The Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court doesn't like Second Amendment cases, and they probably won't rule in our favor on the Second Amendment. It's sad, guys, but that's where we're at right now. But GOA is a little smarter than that, and GOA is actually arguing in the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals on Chevron deference, saying no, the government's relying on this Chevron Supreme Court case, right? That doesn't say what they say it says, but that's a whole other story. Like I said, go watch that video on my Patriot EDU channel. I went into a lot of detail. They're arguing on Chevron deference because quite a few of the Supreme Court justices have said they're looking for a case to overturn Chevron, and that they think Chevron's being way too widely applied and abused by all these bureaucrats. These are the unelected people in these 3-letter alphabet soup agencies, right? So it's big time right now. I want the pro-gun, pro-liberty, pro-America lawyers to have like a lot of people behind them, because whether they should or shouldn't is another thing, but the courts are going to be asking them. So there you go. I didn't do it because, first of all, if I don't do anything, then I just become complacent in it. Sure, the ATF's unconstitutional. They shouldn't even exist. I shouldn't have to ask them permission. That's all true. But we do have 3 branches of government, at least somewhat. We're not happy with a lot of the stuff that the high court says either. But right now, we've got a fighting chance in the Michigan 6th Circuit, and it's going to look a heck of a lot better for the case. The more people that are opposing these ATF rules than not. So it's not just about convincing. It's not just about convincing the people in the ATF. I mean, people in Congress. Do most of them really care about you? Either no, but they care about your vote. So when they start learning, hey, look, I could lose a lot of voters in my district. Look how many people signed this. I haven't had a chance to look into it yet because I've been trying to cut grass all day while all this craziness is breaking. But from what I understand, Congress just came back with another scathing letter on the frames, receivers, and serial numbers. Why? Well, maybe a couple of them care here and there. Maybe Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Rand Paul and Thomas Massie and a few other ones might care. Ted Cruz has been good on the Second Amendment. He was one of the litigators in Heller when he was in Texas. So yeah, I think that's where it does actually matter. And plus, it's something we can all get together on. You know, we can all get together and say, hey, we did this together. Maybe we can keep on fighting the good fight together and keep coming up with more and more plans as time goes on, right? The GD Bacon with a super chat. He's switching to 224, it looks like, because I don't think the Russians ever made that. But 223, it's going up in price a lot here with the steel case. He said, tonight's one finger salute for Susan Wiki. Like I said, she loves the channel. She does. Not so much, but she says she does again. We'll see what happens. Right, Bacon? What's happening, man? Nice to see you, dude. See? Richard Monder. from the UK. So we've got people supporting us all over the world. He's usually in here. I don't know if he's not, but my good friend Jacobus from South Africa. What do you think, Richard? Man, they're South Africans and UK and America. We're all friends with each other, aren't we? Us just normal people. Normal people just get along, don't they? Isn't that crazy? A bunch of normal people just get along with each other, but then the government has to come in. And it's infinite wisdom, deciding what you need, trying to make us all hate each other. It's crazy. It's crazy. If people would just sit and look around, do you know how many types of people are in this chat right now? It's literally nuts. And we all get along and we don't even care. But the government makes it like you should care. And you should all be fighting with each other. And then they just come in and arm the Taliban and ban a very, very popular ammo in the United States. I'll go back and check all these chats later on. But are there some of you guys wondering about steel case? Or do you guys already kind of know what it is and whatnot? I don't know. John Crump Live's back in here today. What's happening, John? You were gone when I was bad-mouthing you, right? No, I actually just went on a whole long rant about how darn important this Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. This is called the full panel, guys, in Western Michigan. We've got the best. We've got the best there is right now. Like literally, we've got GOA. We've got some of the smartest lawyers that you could literally find anywhere. Lawyers that could probably make way more money doing other things. I don't know their financials, guys. I'm just using common sense. That are in there fighting the good fight right now as we speak. When the time's appropriate, I don't know exactly where they're constructing other arguments when they can come in and say to these judges, and by the way, this many hundreds of thousands of the American people also oppose these ATF rules. It ain't going to hurt. It ain't going to hurt, not for those Roberts-style justices and judges, because this could go to the Supreme Court if we win in the Sixth Circuit, guys. There are, trust me, go look up John Roberts. He says that almost every case. Well, what do the people want? Lady Justice. Blindfold, right? With a set of scales and a sword. Blindfolded because she's supposed to weigh with those scales justice equally for everybody. The poor and insignificant is supposed to have just as much judicial process and access to their rights as the most powerful person. Yeah, that's what the blindfold means. And the scales mean justice, right? Why is the sword there? That's because she's going to defend. She's going to defend that blind justice with a sword. And they want to ban arms from the United States because, in my opinion, they want us to be weak. But we've always defended these rights with force from the very, very beginning. When America was colonies, they went in. They tried to confiscate the guns and the ammunition. Yeah. And in 1775, I think it was in April or May, I don't have notes in front of me. It was where you had two battles kick off essentially around the same time. And this was in Lexington, Massachusetts, and in Concord. They called it the battle at Concord Bridge, right? We literally created this country out of force. Lady Justice holds a sword to defend the judicial process and system and to defend your unalienable rights with the sword. Right now, they want to take away the ammunition for our firearms, which are the modern swords. Heck, for all of you that like to read the Bible, Jesus told his disciples to take up a sword, and one of them said, "What if I don't have a sword?" He said, "Sell your cloak and buy a sword." Do you guys remember that? It's the way it's been. It's always been a battle of good versus evil, and we've used arms every step of the way. And now they want to disarm us. Well, there's just so much evil going on. Gregory, to Giovanni with another super chat. 556. Thanks, man. He says, Second Amendment versus ATF. Write your Congress, people. Make a difference. Look, guys, the ATF doesn't care about you, but how many letters will provide a bunch of fuel for those lawyers that are in the judicial system, right? Your congressmen, unless it's like Thomas Massey and a couple other ones, don't care either, but most of them want to get reelected. Look, two can play this game. They're going to use you for a vote. You say you want my vote. You're going to preserve my natural rights that you didn't give me. But they're sure trying to take it away, right? So, hey, that's Gregory's opinion. I say get in the fight, guys, but don't misconstrue things. No, the ATF doesn't care. Now, there might be like a good agent out there. I get that. But when we say the ATF, the machine of it all, no, they're not going to care. But there are people that can instantly smack them down in the courts. There's Congress that, I know it sounds like a long shot, could like defund or alter or break them up or something. I mean, Congress created these people. They could legally get rid of them right now if they wanted to. Now, they're not going to want to either unless it becomes the will of the people, right? And the other side's out there. The other side's out there all day long trying to perpetuate this. So if you just sit there and be quiet, they're only going to hear from the anti-gunners because they're more active than ever right now. EV3 Dale, we all know that you're harmful. Look, that's all I can go by, guys. When they demonetized me the other day, it said harmful content. The channel was restored. I'm going to guess it was some type of error, possibly some over-enforcement. I don't know for sure. But I don't want to speculate too much. But I think no doubt there's no way I've ever been harmful on here. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to harm anybody whatsoever. I really don't. You know what I really want? You know what all this comes down to? I just want people to leave me the heck alone. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want anybody to hurt me. But it seems like they just don't want to leave us alone, do they? Oh, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? No, not kind of crazy. Everything that's going on is literally crazy. Gary Weister, what's happening, dude? How you doing, man? I know some of you guys are kind of turning in for the night. Joe T, where's my accent from? I didn't know that I had an accent. I live in Michigan. Do I have an accent? Maybe you have an accent. So I sound like I talk funny. I don't know. Some people say that once in a while. You have an accent. Right, Steve Baker? Good night, man. Take it easy. God bless and keep up the good fight, he's saying. All right. Ron Wayne, channel member. What's happening, man? What's happening, dude? With the Lamy keychains. And he hooked me up with some swag. He did. Thanks, dude. Oh, Mrs. Ron Wayne. I'm sorry, Mrs. I can't remember your name, but the more lovely, better half of John Wayne made some nice Lamy 2A keychains to hook us up with. I might have them down here. Thank you, Mark, if you're watching. Mac Shot, thanks, man. We have a few of these left, by the way. The 2A We the People shirts. Email if you want to inquire. Linda will drop a link right now. Right, Linda? I think she will. Let me pull out one of these keychains real quick for you guys. Check this out. The better half of Ron Wayne, otherwise known as Mrs. Ron Wayne. Mrs. Wayne. Look at this, guys. Pretty cool. What do you think? I asked Lamy. And guess what? Lamy approves, like literally. So there you go. What do you guys think? Yeah? I think so. That would actually make a nice, like, I'm getting some ideas here. By the way, Lamy, the official security for the shop and the recording studio. Obviously. I mean, look at him. And I forgot to turn Lamy's light on, the star of the show. Why didn't one of you guys remind me? Pillbox Bunker, are you in here watching? Come on, man. You guys are probably like, dude, we did remind you. You've been ranting for like the past hour and a half straight. I don't know. AK Nation, when will they stop? Well, it is more Democrats, I get it, than Republicans. But just to be fair, it's both. I mean, literally, it sucks, but it is. When will they stop? Well, when we tell them it's over. When we say, no, you're done. Really? Evil things going on. Evil prevails when good men do nothing. I don't know. They're going to keep poking and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I don't know what could possibly happen. I don't want anything bad to happen. I just want to be left alone. But when will it stop? Randy Smith, watch out. That mosquito might be a spy for YouTube. Actually, you're right. They do have drones the size of mosquitoes. And I thought I caught it, but I don't think I did. What do you guys think? Is that mosquito really a drone carrying microscopic cameras spying for YouTube? It is still 88.5 degrees. It was 91 when I started the stream tonight, guys. Literally nuts. But yeah, I'm not going to talk a lot about the rare breed trigger tonight, but I did want to mention it because there's a couple things going on. And John Crump News Channel, it's called. Linda or Mateo or whoever, if you guys have a chance, can you drop a link to the John Crump News Channel? He's the premier source. He's the guy that broke the story and still probably the best source. So definitely check up on that if you want to know more about what's going on with the rare breed trigger. This is more of the same, though. This is the ATF overreaching, using the Chevron deference. in my opinion, improperly. This is part of the bump stock slippery slope. There was a couple interesting things going on with it, and there's a video or two on this channel about it, and also on my Patriot EDU channel. I spent quite a bit of time. So basically, go over to my Patriot EDU channel, check out like the whole long blurb. It's like a 15-18-minute video if you want to deep dive into this whole Chevron deference in the Michigan Sixth Circuit. For everything else with rare breed triggers, probably your best bet is going to be the John Crump News channel, right? And what was interesting is John dug and got some more information just the other day, saying that before the ATF actually purchased their first rare breed trigger, by the way, if you guys haven't been paying attention, the ATF has taken this forced reset trigger, not a binary trigger, not a machine gun. It's not fully automatic. It's not a machine gun, okay? And they're calling it a machine gun. So that's what's going on. I talked about it last week, but some of you guys don't get time to watch much. So that's the deal. Well, what's interesting is John broke the news recently that, hold on a minute, it appears by him looking at some information from court documents of ATF agents corresponding with each other that they most likely deemed it a machine gun before they even got one. Yeah. And these are my own words. I'm not quoting Crump here, but here's how I kind of look at it. So, hey, we need to get rid of this thing. Let's make it a machine gun. All right. Well, we don't have one yet. We'll just get one and then we'll just test it and determine however we have to make sure it's a machine gun. Again, I'm not quoting anyone. This is just my opinion. But yeah, they were saying it's probably a machine gun and most likely a machine gun, and it's going to end up being one and things along those lines before they even have one in their possession. Does it even surprise you? I don't know. I want to say like, wow, can you believe that? You guys are just sitting there. Come on, man. Of course we believe it. We believe anything with them. Right? Nuts. You know what? Why was so many people afraid of Corn Pop? Just think about what happened here. Corn Pop was a bad dude, and the former vice president came out and said Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran with some bad boys. You remember this? He said, I'm Joe Biden, and I'm going to beat Joe Biden. Do you remember that? And then he got on stage, and he was up there. Where am I? What's going on? Right? Now, it was the largest crowd he'd ever seen. Do you remember them little round circles? That they made these circles. And there was 13 circles painted in this whole huge area. So there was 5 sprawling acres in front of the stage of the former vice president, right? And there was 13 people. Now, just before the cameras went on, there was 6 people, but they hurried up and said, come on, members of the media. And they brought 7 members of the media in. So there was 13 circles spaced out over hundreds of acres in front of this speech. And he gets up there. Again, record-setting crowd. The largest crowd the former vice president had in front of him during the whole campaign. And he got up there. First he said, where am I? What's going on? And then remember, there were 2 ladies standing next to him. And he goes, this is my wife. This is my daughter. Oh, they switched on me. This is my wife. This is my daughter. Nation of pressure. This is true. Very, very profound quotes. In fact, as certified by the Associated Press and none other than Susan's terms and conditions themselves, the most fortified and most popular of all time. Right? Do you remember that? And why was that? America was so afraid of Corn Pop, who's a bad dude, and he ran with some bad boys. Here we are. He saved us from Corn Pop, and now he's going to save you from yourself. Now, while arming the Taliban and closing down the pipelines here to raise your gas prices, but then opening up a pipeline to Europe from Russia, now he's saving you from you having to even worry about being able to buy this 7.62x39 steel-cased Wolf made in Russia. You don't need that anymore, though, according to the former whatever he is, because he took care of Corn Pop, and that's all you need to worry about. Look, guys, they literally said this. This is not my words. This is according to the Associated Press, Time Magazine, and Susan herself. The most fortified and most popular of all time. And here we are. They just banned steel-cased ammo. Just like it's nothing. The GD Bacon, 223. Ooh, he must have a source on steel case. Come on, man. Give up your sources. I thought he switched to 224 earlier, but He says, recommend Joe Dolio based on the comments here. There you go. I don't know who that is, so I can't recommend, but he's offering a suggestion for you guys. I just literally don't know who that is. You guys are always telling me about like awesome people that are online and elsewhere, and I just work so darn much. I don't have time to keep track of everybody. Linda 2A girl, the lovely Linda 2A girl, obviously, just look for yourself, is putting one of John Crump's articles up there. So awesome. Speaking of lovely, Ting Ting, how you doing tonight? You doing good? She says, sounds like a military cadence. This is my wife. This is my daughter. This is how they run when I sniff. The most fortified, popular, and the most sniffiest of all time, according to the Associated Press, Time Magazine, and Susan herself. Yeah. From what I understand, guys, I was cutting grass right up until this started tonight, this stream. That's why I was like 8 minutes late. So thanks for your patience, everyone. But yeah, from what I understand, it's already posted as we speak up on the unitedstates.gov website. I don't have an exact link for you. This was breaking when I was out cutting grass. Sacrificed doing one of my lawns today to run over here and do a story on it. Went back out and cut again. Came back for the live stream. But from what I understand, the timeline of things right now it's going to be probably already posted live on the United States website. This is for real. So there you go. They said the most fortified of all time. And I'm quoting Time Magazine. NewsGuard checked. NewsGuard, they're called. The highly rated Time came out and said that. The most popular. It must have been Corn Pop. You know, I just keep sitting there and thinking to myself. I'm like, all right. I've heard allegations of a lot of things. Right, Susan? But really, it must have just come down to the most popular of all time. Because the country was so afraid of Corn Pop that they were willing to sacrifice their ammo and their country and their speech. And I guess all the mostly peaceful protests last year were paled in comparison to what Corn Pop, the Havoc, him and his boys. Do you remember that? I think I'm actually quoting here. Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he had some bad boys. Come on, man. Literally. So I think I'm finally figuring out the why. I mean, I'm ticked off, but it wouldn't matter how much of this I had. If I had 100,000 rounds of this, it wouldn't be enough to fend off Corn Pop. So maybe it's all coming clear now, making some sense. What do you think, Lori DeVries? What do you think? The most fortified of all time because of the imminent threat of Corn Pop and his. Jeff W. says, this is true. Now, I just cherry picked. He said that 10 minutes ago, so that's not him endorsing what I just said. But, hey, if the mainstream news could do it, I'll do it. I'll cherry pick. This is true, he said. There he is. Where did he go there? Jacobus Prinsloo, speak of the devil. There he is. South Africa representing. What's happening, dude? With the super sticker. Thanks, dude. I told you, like, there's good people in here from literally, like, all over the place. And when you just get down to regular people, like, we get along and we're just like, dude, hey. But what do you think's going on with this Russian steel case? Now, hold on a minute. Jacobus, I'm going to start having a buddy up to you, and Brown knows you. Richard Monder, come on, we're good friends, right, guys? As far as I know, they can probably still buy steel case ammo from Russia. Huh? Am I going to have to come down and see you, Jacobus? What do you think? Will the U.S. give me safe passage if I take my screen door and rig up some buoys on it and make a makeshift raft, and I just kind of take me a little overnight trip? I can make it there quickly, right? Down to South Africa, and maybe Jacobus can. I wonder how that works. I don't know your laws, man, but the sanctions wouldn't affect South Africa or the UK, so maybe Richard Monder and Jacobus Prinsloo are now like the people you want to be friends with the most. All right, I'm going to take a hiatus from the channel, guys. I'm going to go down to South Africa and hang with Jacobus for a bit. Now I'm going to go hang with Richard Monder for a bit, and let's just say the ammo shortage here anyways of Russian steel case will be solved when I come back. Come on, man. Come on, Richard. I'm not putting steel case ammo No. I didn't tell you to smuggle it like that. Come on. Jacobus, you're my last choice, dude. I just saw something come in from John Crump. And if he wasn't so reliable, I'd refute this. No, I'm not going to refute it, but I was wishing it wasn't true. John Crump Live has just come in and said UK banned Russian ammo. Ugh. All right, I don't care about you, Richard Monder, anymore. Whatever, man. Don't care about John Crump. Jacobus Prinsloo. Come on, man. Come on, dude. We're best friends, aren't we? He's my only chance, guys. Please don't come back and say it's banned from South Africa. No, all jokes aside, I'm bummed out to hear it's banned from the UK. That sucks. Them losing access to stuff doesn't help us at all. Manuel Valdez, what's happening, man? I'm not sure if I can read that right now because of where we're at, but what's happening, dude? DLD After Dark, how you doing? What's happening, man? Picked up an AK for $72 and a bar of soap. Jeez, what's the... He's joking, I hope, but what's the price of those going to come down to once the cheap ammo signs up or dries up? I'm going to need your help, AK guys. Okay, I'm going to need your help. You guys got to formulate a plan. So I like ARs. I'm an AR guy too. I am, really. But I'm more of an AK guy. And you get to arguing with the AR guys. AR versus AK. And you go back and forth. And, you know, I usually get the best of them. But it usually involves me saying, and the cheap, readily available, steel-cased Russian 7.62x39 runs in all my AKs. But the steel case may or may not run in your AR. Now that Russian steel case is officially more than brass, unless you guys are getting lucky right now, I need you guys' back. Give me some fuel. Give me some ammo. No pun intended. We got to beat these AR guys. We got to get them one way or another. 2A EDU was a bad dude and ran with some bad boys, and he was hell-bent to beat these AR guys. We're going to get them, boys, but I need your help because the whole my ammo's cheaper than your ammo thing was quite prevalent. But we'll get them, though. We'll get them. AK guys are smarter than AR guys. 2 people just left. That's okay, though. That Makarov guy, the Makarov guy came back. So what do you guys think? Is that a good trade? I'll take a Makarov fan and exchange him for 2 AR fans any day of the week. It's a good trade. Gregory, the Giovanni. If I keep on mispronouncing it enough, I'm going to get it correct eventually. 762. Another super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What's he saying? By 39, by 51, all good. No, you're right. 762 by all kinds of stuff. Look, I like, well, here you go. I mean, this is 308, but rather equivalent. Guys, I know there's technically a difference, but we'll just have this a fill in. 762 by 51, 762 by 39, 762 by 54R. You know what I'm saying? He is saying it's all good, which, hey, I agree, man. By the way, now that they've all left, tell the AR guys I liked them anyways. Come on, man, come back. I really did like the AR guys. They were just getting a little cocky, and I wanted to put them in their place because I can see them right now. I'm going to be buying federal brass for cheaper than your X39 steel case. I know. He says, retake, Bagram, Trey Gowdy for president, Seal Crenshaw for VP, 2A wins. Well, there you go. There's a couple candidates. And I'm myself not going to be able to endorse Crenshaw, but that's fine. That's fine. We can disagree on that, but hey, it'd be better than this former whatever he is right now. You know what I'm saying? For those of you that don't know, I'm just going to leave it real simple because trust me, I'm not here to debate Gregory on this. Probably a much better choice than this former whatever and the former junior senator from California, but I was all about Dan Crenshaw till he sponsored and wrote the TAPS Act. And when he wrote the TAPS Act, I just had to, I personally can't get behind him after writing the TAPS Act, but that's me. Oh, you are back, Mateo. You were supposed to be helping me against all these AR fanboys. Come on, man. Marksman, what's happening, dude? He said, I think Biden would not have been too concerned with corn pop if he had just taken advantage of a little thing called the Second Amendment. Yeah. Obviously. But I think that's what you're supposed to be led to believe is that you, right, don't need the Second Amendment because he got rid of corn pop. Safeline Live, who became a channel member tonight. What's happening, man? Sorry, had to hop off for a minute. Buy some drum mags before the price jumps. Well, again, a lot of stuff from Russia was already banned back in the day, but yet then again, we've got that Moms Demand whatever or whoever they are that Crump also broke a story on. They're wanting to sue those out of existence too. I don't know. What are you guys talking about? Gilligan's Island. Okay, see, I told you guys, there's stuff to cheer you up. Let's buy Gilligan's Island, and we'll be all good. No, we're still friends, Richard. We're still friends. I'm gonna pretend I like Jacobus more till I can go down to South Africa, pillage their stash, and then we'll be friends. No, we're still good, dude. What's happening, man? What's up, Mac Shot? I'm just taking a quick look at the chat here before I get out of here. Dr. Hugo, isn't Chinese ammo corrosive? Not necessarily. No, I have some non-corrosive. A lot of their stuff they were making for export to the U.S., 9mm, other calibers, X39 was non-corrosive, and says so right on the box. So there you go. Canada, yeah, Linda, where they literally banned like everything when like their parliament was out of session. Why are they banning ammo from Russia? Well, they say it's for economic sanctions, but since they just allowed that oil pipeline for Russia, which will provide like infinitely almost more money into Russia. See, Trump shut down the pipeline plans for Russia to Europe, right? Biden allowed it / let them proceed with opening it back up, continuing its progression. I don't think it's why. I don't think it's for economic at all. I think it's for gun control, plain and simple. And I truly, truly mean that too. Literally, it's gun control. If you want to know the exact answer to that question, yeah. There you go. Trying to catch up to the chat here. There's a lot of stuff. Super Smooth, channel member and a super chat. I see it on top. I'm trying to grab it before it goes away. There you go. The Galil is the best of both worlds. Thanks, man. I needed that. Come on back, hey, guys. The Galil, which I do have one. The one from JRA. The first one wasn't so good. I sent it back. They sent me another one, and it's actually a really nice rifle. So 5.56 AK, right? The Galil, best of both worlds. There you go. You know what's crazy, guys? I've got that. The Yugo M90, and then soon to make an appearance on the channel, the Polish Beryl, the Beryllium in 5.56. So, yeah. I don't know. I wanted to shoot a bunch of cheap steel case through those. Mike McClune with the super sticker and a channel member. Thanks, man. Let's see what he's got for us over here. For some reason on StreamYard, which is the program I'm using, it doesn't show me super stickers, but I keep the YouTube side chat over here so I can see what the stickers are. I'm going to guess it's the Tactical Hippo. Let me see. Yep. Tactical Hippo giving us the peace victory. Thanks for the support, Mike. I really appreciate it. Although I did hear through the grapevine, what's her name? Henrietta, the Tactical Hippo. She got a little jealous of Lamy. What do you guys think? Tactical Hippo versus Lamy. Since the more beautiful and better half of the Ron Wayne family did make us some awesome Lamy keychains. So maybe slight edge for Lamy. But we like the Tactical Hippo too. And we like Mike McClune. People are like, come on, 280. We like Mike more than you, but we like Lamy more than the Hippo. And that's totally fine with me. Ryan R, 815 with a super chat. Thanks, man. He says Crenshaw is anti-2A and a snake. Rand Paul 2024. I'll tell you something. I voted in the primaries back in 2016. I was a Rand Paul supporter first. Then when he dropped out, he was one of the first ones. Then I was Cruz. Then I was Trump, okay? So that's kind of how it went. So, yeah, in an ideal world, if he had been leading in the polls, I've been a Rand Paul supporter for president for a very, very long time. I really do not think we would have him doing that. And it's fine, guys. We can all debate about this stuff and, like I said, still be friends, still whatever, but John Crump Live wants a Galil. Do I have a gun that John Crump doesn't have? I can use this to my advantage later, guys, but not on camera. I'll figure out an angle on this one, Crump. I have a gun John Crump doesn't have. Now, I might have a few. I've been collecting Block and Milsurps. Oh, man. Jacobus Prinsloo, Lamy wins. Yes, sir. There you go. Well, obviously, but I just wanted to ask, just as a formality, you know, Russian ammo going to Taliban. Dan Daly says Russian ammo going to Taliban in Afghanistan. Thanks, Joe. Oh, yeah, they're running around with everything they possibly can, more than what they could need. But we don't need, do we? Cave Dave, what's happening, dude? DeSantis 2024. Right on, man. He seems pretty good, you know? I mean, I haven't had time to deep dive all these people, but man, I wish he was the governor of Michigan over this whatever that we've got. They call her many things too. Many things. 7.62 by 39 made in Poland? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. Poland's not even making many 7.62 by 39 firearms anymore. They have a small contract to one of the, I believe it's African countries. I can't remember exactly which one. I always forget. Forgot last week too, where they're making the barrel in 7.62 by 39, but most of their stuff is all 5.56 guns, and they're actually retiring the 5.56 barrel, and they have a new, I can't remember how to pronounce the name of it, rifle that they're switching over to, more of a small little PDW, right? Scott Williams is checking out for the night. Nice to see you, man. There he is, Pillbox Bunker. I need to get a hold of you soon, dude. Linda 2A girl. Ryan Kelly from Michigan governor. I've met Ryan Kelly. Pretty cool dude. I'm about done for the night, guys, just to be honest. Just checking, see if some last minute chats come in here, saying hi to you guys for a minute. I might have missed something tonight, but I don't know. And I'll tell you guys what, after I'm done here, I'm not going to go live. We get a few more supporters, they're going to turn it on. But I'm going to go over and be hanging out in locals, so I'll be in there checking on some of the chat and some of the posts over there. I put up a post to try to help all of you earlier. It did sell out in the meantime, so don't be mad at me, but hopefully some of you guys were able to take advantage of that. I posted it there before everything went out of stock, you know. But yeah, we got Moose Man 684 in the house. What's happening, dude? We've got West Eli. How's it going, West? What's happening, man? We've got Davey 85. I think I saw Flying Rich, but he flew by so fast I couldn't find him. Oh, there he is. Flying Rich is here. What's happening, man? He just, you know, no pun intended, flew back, made another flyby. We've got Lucius Maximus. What's happening? Snowden did a video today. He said, okay. Again, I can't keep up, guys. I'm cutting grass, dying a heat stroke, and then I run back in here and hang out with you guys. Bacon, good night, man. Take it easy, dude. Yeah, 2A's in the house says, yeah, look at this. Yeah, Biden says, all you need is a shotgun. In fact, Joe will just go outside and shoot the shotgun into the air in the Wilmington, Delaware city limits. Yeah, like it's nothing. Just fire 2 blasts. Well, that's where he is, because no one's seen him in Washington, D.C. in a while. It used to be, where's Hunter, they'd say. Where's Hunter? Now it's, where's Hunter? Where's Joe? Where's the former whatever he is? You guys do know why I call him the former vice president, right? But because he is the former vice president. I call him that because it's true. It is. The most fortified and popular former vice president of all time. And when he was vice president, they banned half of the Russian guns. The other half got banned under Trump. And now I can't believe this ammo thing's come true. I literally just want to slap myself and wake up from this dream, and it's not good. But don't worry. Hunter Biden, he's not the only artist out there. No, he's probably the best artist out there. I'm only saying that based on the prices that his paintings go for, but there is fine art of 2A EDU on Black Swan Tactical, and I ordered a small piece of it, and I don't know, maybe we'll have an art gallery. Next week, I'm going to pull it out, okay? What do you guys think about this? I'll get my art, my 2A EDU, and it's stretched canvas over wood, right? And I'll hold it up, and I'll say an official signed artwork, and I'll get my Sharpie out, and we'll have a bid. And we'll see whose artwork is more valuable, 2A EDUs or Hunters. No, John introduced it in the store for the whole Hunter joke, but we'll see. Even though I think Hunters is probably worth a lot more. Well, I probably missed someone in the chat tonight. Please don't take it personal. There's way more of you than me, but I appreciate all of the chat, and I'm definitely going to come back and look at all of it. And I appreciate all of your kind words. It's been an up and down week. Demonetized, monetized again. The former whatever he is, banning ammo, the ATF, the rare breed triggers. It's literally nuts. But I really, really appreciate all of you guys, and you guys all matter, and you all need to stick together because you're important, and America literally depends on you. So keep your chins up, everybody, and I will see you back live again on here next week. And thanks for all of you that support the channel. And I'm going to be going over just to hang out and some of the posts on locals here as soon as I get off. All right. I love you guys. Seriously. Thank you so much for being so nice to me. I like nice people, and really, I really like you guys. All right. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.